Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And we're back. Welcome. Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got a nice little battle brewing between the United States of America and the Republic of Texas.
Long time coming.
Yeah. Crazy. I mean, if I'll tell you this, it's done wonders for the Texas Independence Group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been pushing that for a long time, Texas independence, and this has only added fuel to that fire. Under orders from Governor Greg Abbott, Texas National Guard members added more razor wire to the southern border yesterday. And Governor Abbott released this statement on our constitutional right to defend and protect Texas. As President Biden continues to attack Texas and refuse to perform his duties to secure the border, the executive branch of the United States has a constitutional duty to enforce federal laws protecting states, including immigration laws on the books right now. President Biden has instructed his agencies to ignore federal statutes that mandate the detention of illegal immigrants. The failure of the Biden administration to fulfill the duties imposed by Article 4, Section 4 has triggered Article 1 and 10, Clause 3, which reserves to this state the right of self-defense. For these reasons, I've already declared an invasion under Article 1, 10, blah, 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 to invoke Texas's constitutional authority and to defend and protect itself. That authority is the supreme law of the land and supersedes any federal statutes to the contrary.
That's that's serious.
Yes,
because by going after that specific Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, by saying it's an invasion, then that triggers other states that they can now join in, and so they are. Because in Section 10 it says, no state shall enter into agreement or compact with another state or engage in war unless actually invaded. Well, by triggering that clause, as Abbott makes clear there, we have several states already now offering aid. I made a little handy map here. We got Florida, Virginia, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Montana, Georgia joining Texas in offering help. So here is your current free states of America, or constitutional states of America, shaded in orange here. There you go. Georgia, Florida, Virginia, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Montana, joining Texas.
Did you do the burnt orange in honor of University of Texas? Is that what that is?
No, it's because it's the only highlighter I have over here that isn't yellow.
Huh.
Hopefully it'll show up on camera.
Right. Thought it might have been Texas related.
But sure, yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah. Yes, burnt orange, yeah.
It's for UT. That's what it is.
I don't know that I can do this and stomach it. Good horns.
Is there somewhat of a hatred for UT with you and being a Nebraska fan, right?
Yeah, I believe the
from
record
the old days
against us is 11-1 when we left. Yeah, something like that.
Ouch. Is it really?
Oh, yeah, we've lost every way imaginable to them.
Oh, wow.
Like, right down to interception by linemen, run it back instead of go down, fumble it, Texas gets it back and win in the snow. That's the kind of things that we have done against Texas. You remember the 1 second game? Big 12 championship game?
Yeah. That was a while ago.
I'm just telling you. It's...
But still, there's some hard feelings there. Don't blame you.
Yeah. Yeah. They're the reason, this isn't college football talk, but they're the reason why Nebraska left the Big 12. Not because they were losing.
Yeah,
but
right.
Because
they didn't like the way Texas really ran the conference.
Yeah.
Right? Which is not going to be the case
took
anymore.
a back seat, so we went to the Big 10.
Okay.
Anyway, so...
That's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, now we're getting our butts kicked to football. Hope you're happy, Nebraska. Did it for the academics. But this thing on the border, man, I'm telling you...
It's bad.
I mean, from the word go, this had that weird, this time's different feel.
Yeah.
This is like... It's felt like our modern Fort Sumter from the beginning. And with each passing day, it continues to feel that way.
It's hard to believe in modern times it could escalate to that point. But
when you have an administration this criminal and this derelict and do not care about the safety of its citizens,
and all they do is continue to put the blame on somebody else.
Yeah.
Everything that is their fault, they push off on Republicans or Donald Trump or MAGA Republicans. That's all they do. That's the only excuse they have, and they use it every day, all day. And so, we're about in a constitutional crisis right now.
Yes, sir.
And when you have Texas ignoring, and that's my problem with this. You got Texas ignoring now a Supreme Court order to allow them to cut the razor wire for now. And I guess they can continue to cut the razor wire. We're just going to add more of it. Seems to be the case right now. I mean, I don't like it when the Biden administration ignores Supreme Court edicts. So I certainly, how do you condone it when Texas does?
Well, you say the Constitution trumps the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I guess so.
But, boy.
Dangerous precedents, though. Really dangerous.
Should have bought stock in
razor
wire and what is it actually called?
Barbed wire?
No, I can't think of the concertina wire. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Yeah. Anyway, should have bought stock in those companies because I think it's just going to be like the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Cut, replace, cut, replace.
Also yesterday, Texas Congressman, member of our self-described D.C. Freedom Squad.
Freedom Squad!
Took to the floor to deliver remarks that Democrats in attendance didn't really like. They didn't appreciate this.
Madam Speaker, the American people are tired of getting a complete lack of representation from their representatives. Nobody in this country looks at Congress and says, wow, heck of a job, guys and gals. Well done. Who would do that? Would we do that? By the way, it does not matter who's sitting in the speaker's seat or who's got the majority. We keep doing the same stupid stuff. Now, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have no problem with wide open borders endangering the people that I represent. None. And my constituents are the ones left holding the bag, and the people of Texas are the ones left spending $12.5 billion.
Wow.
And my people are the ones who have 6 kids die from fentanyl poisoning in the school district that I represent. Yeah, it's not fun to smirk at that, is it, when we're talking about dead children from fentanyl poisoning because of wide open borders, because of the policies of my Democrat colleagues who refuse to do anything about it. Not a thing. Not a thing do my colleagues do about the wide open borders. And I will continue to speak to my colleagues because...
Also be in order.
They want him to address the chair.
The gentleman will address his comments to the chair.
Well, Madam Speaker, I am addressing my comments to the chair.
The House will be in order.
Just
Pause it for a sec. Yeah, but you're looking at us.
He's staring a hole through their head.
Mom, he's looking at us. Billy's looking at me.
That's exactly what that was. I love it.
Oh, this is amazing. Is there more?
Yeah, a little bit more.
All right, let's see. Chip Roy.
I'm addressing the chair on behalf of the people that I represent who are dying in Texas because of Democrats. Directly because of Democrat policies. And they can shake their heads all they want. But the blood of the people in Texas are on their hands.
That's right.
Wow. Jeez. That was,
love it.
Yeah.
Love
that was
man.
Passionate. He's so awesome. We'll probably have him on the show.
Yeah, maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Cool.
And members of the D.C. Freedom Squad pretty much have an open invitation anyway.
That's right. Yeah.
So far, that squad includes Chip Roy, upper left there, Mike Lee, Rand Paul, Thomas Massey.
Clay Higgins got to be in there, too. He's the guy who was sitting down with Tucker a couple weeks ago talking about how January 6th was the FBI. And
right.
Love that guy, too.
Yeah, we mentioned the other day when this began that there are probably more. We just couldn't think of them right off the top of our head.
Ted Cruz you put in that, huh?
Hey, Ted Cruz could go in there.
Chris was
nominating
him.
Yeah,
so
not bad.
We got about 6. All right, half a dozen. Yay, look at us, America. And how many of
Okay,
those
it's not 56 like in our founding days, but it's a start.
And half of them are from Texas, I'd like to point out.
Right. Yep.
And 2 are from Kentucky.
One is from Utah.
So there you go.
There you go.
That's called math, kids.
Did you see the upcoming cover of Newsweek magazine?
This is getting interesting.
Look at that. From Newsweek. Texit. Like Brexit, only Texas exiting the United States of America.
That's a popular hashtag on Twitter.
Jeez. Can the Lone Star State go it alone? Well, there's no question we could.
Oh, no, we got friends.
Absolutely, we could.
We got friends.
We do have friends. If we had to go it alone, we could go it alone. Texas has the resources. I mean, you've seen those memes and those messages circulate on the internet. I mean, we've got what? The 8th largest economy in the world. We've got all kinds of natural resources. We're willing to use them. United States isn't. So...
Yeah, and if you missed us at the very beginning of the show, this is the states that are highlighted in burn orange. Those have agreed to send assistance down to the border to help repel the invasion that is currently happening across the river there.
Nice for Ron DeSantis to jump into that fray and immediately announce that he's with us. That's great stuff. Georgia, Oklahoma, Montana, South Dakota, and...
What'd you say? Did you say Virginia?
Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
with Youngkin.
We're going to need some help here to get these to connect. So.
Yeah, we'd like it to be contiguous, but who knows?
It's early.
Yeah,
it's early.
You would think Louisiana would be part of it.
They'll get there.
You would think. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana.
I think once you get through Mardi Gras, Louisiana will be like, oh, okay, what are we doing again? And so
that's right. It is Mardi Gras time again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it in full swing now, or is it about to start?
No.
I know it's around this time of year, but I never know the specifics on that.
It's in February.
I mean, I'm a huge Mardi Gras partier. You know that.
You go every year.
Right. Every year. I'm Mr. Mardi Gras.
Mr. Mardi Gras. There it is. Mr. Fat Tuesday.
Is that the same as...
That's Jeffy's day.
Same as Mr. Twitter?
Yeah.
No, it's completely different. It's Mr. Mardi Gras.
I'm just so diverse, That's the thing. And speaking of Mardi Gras, we're doing a little celebration for our 50,000th subscriber on YouTube channel, which we had not been focused. Thankfully, Chris is here now, and he's focusing on, actually getting some of our... because I'm not Mr. One thing you can't call me probably is Mr. YouTube.
Mr. YouTube.
Mr. YouTube.
Okay.
And up until now have not been that. So 50 grand is a really good start for us.
There's instructions at the bottom if you need to.
I don't
apparently
have time for
I do.
Instructions. Whatever.
I don't know how this popper
I got you guys
works.
the simplest one.
There we go.
There you
All
go.
right.
That is the simplest one. Oh my gosh, Claudia's gonna have to vacuum this thing up in here.
Ta-da!
And so he does another one. Oh, nice. Hold on.
You got it, Keith. You got
you
it.
gotta be smarter.
You
than
got
the
it, Keith.
device.
I believe in you.
That is awesome.
I got one of them. This one's malfunctioning.
You got this, Keith. I believe in you.
This one's broken, bro.
I don't think I've ever heard this version of
There it is.
Old Lang Syne. I love that. Is that the first time we've used that on this show? I think it is.
I think it is.
I love that.
I
That's
never
awesome.
heard that until today.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
We have digital and everything. Look at that. Thank you, Joe, for getting that out there.
All right. So next stop,
A million.
1 million.
Yeah, 1 million.
1 million YouTube subscribers.
Yeah. If we don't have 1 million subscribers
by next week,
YouTube.com/Pat Gray, God will strike us down.
Don't forget to cross that out, Joe. There
Chris,
it is.
We'll give you to the end of the month. All
to
right?
get to 1 million?
To get to 1 million.
Then I'm gonna have to ask you to go become Mr. YouTube.
Okay.
I need you to become Mr. YouTube.
I've got confetti in my coffee now.
Jeez. All right. So Joe Biden went to the UAW, who endorsed him for president yesterday.
Yay. That was a surprise, huh?
Let's revisit a time he went to the UAW back in 2019.
Do you remember this? I watched this clip again yesterday, and there's so much more to it than I remember us discussing at the time.
Okay.
There's so much here with this guy. I love him. Watch it.
Union workers that have been working countless hours under the Trump administration. I'd like you to explain how you plan to not only keep us working, but how you intend on getting the union vote when there's a large portion of the union workers that are gun enthusiasts, and you are actively trying to diminish our Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of No, shush. Shush.
Wow.
I support the Second Amendment.
No, you don't.
Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. And from the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12
Pause it
gauge.
for a second.
My son's
By the way, I think it's been decided that yelling fire in a crowded theater is free speech.
Can you yell wolf?
I think that's you can holler wolf and you can holler fire. I don't think there's any repercussions. There was a constitutional lawyer I saw. Was he on Fox maybe? And he talked about that urban legend that you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Now, it's not a good idea because you're going to have people get trampled. So it's probably not smart. Please don't do it. But, I mean, is it part of free speech? Yeah, probably.
I remember
probably
in journalism school.
Especially if there's a fire, by the way, in the theater.
Right. I remember that example that came up in class.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what the point of the lesson was. But yes.
Okay, but you did talk about it, so we now know that.
Right.
That's good.
That's good, right?
All right.
So, no, was that a hypothetical, or did somebody do that, or?
No, I think it was a hypothetical.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because it's so common for people to say that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this guy was just dispelling that.
Yeah, and that caused the rise of VCRs back in the day, because people got annoyed every time they go to the theater. They're like, oh, gosh, they got another guy
right, another guy yelling fire. I can never get through the whole movie without somebody yelling fire or wolf in a
the
crowded
Constitution
theater.
does not say that a person can shout wolf in a crowded theater.
Thank you for that. I was just about to go there for our new listeners and viewers. That's where that comes from.
And
Nancy
again,
Pelosi.
Yeah, and now you know the rest of the story. The rise of the VCR dates back to hooligans yelling wolf and fire in theaters.
In fact, people started yelling, wolf fire! Oh. Wolf fire! And then it really got ugly. So that's, yes, somebody took the initiative, invented the VCR, and people could just stay at home.
And yell wolf fire.
And yell wolf fire in the comfort and privacy of their own living room.
Now I just see this fire leaping around with these paws at me. Wolf fire.
That's a good cartoon right there.
It'd be fun. All right, let's see the rest of Joe Biden's
the old
lies
man's just staring
and
at
garbage.
Just staring a hole through it. It's crazy. Look at this.
20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my son's hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own
what does that
any
have to
weapon.
do with anything?
I'm not taking your gun away at all. You need 100 rounds.
So when you were in Vegas, when you said you were going to take our guns, that
I
means
did
what?
not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
It's a viral video.
It's a viral video like the other ones they're putting out that are simply a lie.
Your voice. You were said that you're taking the guns.
Well,
he just clarified
it. Wait. Take your AR-14s and what?
Okay, this is not okay. Hold on. All right.
Don't tell me this.
Pause it for a second.
There's so much here.
Okay, he just said AR-14s,
Yeah.
too. Roll this back about 10 or 15
and this
seconds.
is where he challenges.
Wow, there's a lot here.
To go outside. I think. That,
does he challenge the guy?
Oh, yeah, that was the whole point of this video.
To a race or whatever?
To fight.
To
fight?
Yes. Yeah, he wanted to fight him out in the street.
In the back.
I mean, this proves that even 5 years ago, the guy had no self-control at all. He still doesn't. In fact, he's got less than he's ever had.
But I mean, just when the guy was asking the question and Biden is just staring at him, like in hindsight, it's like I think of his dementia. But really, I mean, he's trying to intimidate this guy.
Sure.
Into don't ask this question. Don't put me on the spot. I mean, it is.
Yeah, how dare you ask me something difficult?
This whole clip.
They're not used to it, though.
Is bullying 101 from Joe Biden.
Absolutely. And part of the problem with him and all Democrats is they're not used to this. They're protected from this. They're shielded. The mainstream media doesn't do this to them. They don't ask them anything difficult. And so when they get asked a tough question like Republicans or Trump does all the time, they're completely unprepared for it. And they've got an ideology that's indefensible. You just can't defend it. I mean, what are you doing talking about shotguns? So what?
And you're going to have to listen really closely to this clip because, like you said, there's so much here. There's so much back and forth after the let's go out inside and fight. That's where really the analysis stopped 4 or 5 years ago. There's so much more after this, too. It's intense, man.
All right, let's see this.
A viral video like the other ones they're putting out there is simply a lie.
Your voice, you said that you're taking a gun.
Well, he just clarified it. Wait. Take your AR-14s.
Okay, this is
AR-14s.
This is not
okay. There's a lot of guys.
You're
wanted. I'm not worried. Hold on. Give me a break, man. Don't be such a horse guy.
Hey,
there's a lot of hey. Look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Are you able to a machine gun? I said, are you able to own one? Under the law.
Machine guns are illegal.
That's right. So AR-15's illegal.
How is that a machine gun?
No.
No, it's not. Yeah, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds?
In America from handguns, and there are what you call assault rifles.
Love it. Pause it for a second. I can't stand the do you need 100 rounds.
Yep.
It's none of your business what I need. Who's going to decide what I need? Maybe I need 100 rounds. I don't know. Are there 100 people trying to come into my house? Then yes, I need 100 rounds or more because I'm going to miss a few times. So, yeah, I need it. Again, we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not about what we need. It's about the fact that you can't take away our right for whatever reason.
Yeah, and I love the union guy explaining to the guy who ended up becoming the president of the United States, it's a semi-automatic. It's not a machine gun. These people use this language. They have no clue what they're talking about. And then he goes on to drop the fact of handguns cause more deaths in America than what you're talking about with your assault weapons. I mean, this guy, where's this union guy? I hope he hasn't been disappeared. Has he run for office yet?
That's a scary thought because I don't put it past these people to disappear people. I really don't. Wow.
At the very least, he's been audited 7 times.
So do we have Glenn trying to make an appearance on the show?
What's the rest of this clip?
Is that what he wants?
Is he coming in?
Here,
let's finish this clip before he comes in.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. Let's see the rest of this.
Do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds?
In America,
look at him yelling at him.
There are what you call assault rifles. Why are you advocating for assault rifles when people are dying by handguns?
No, come on.
Okay, that's it. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
And remember, he told the female staffer, shush, I'm going to handle this like a man.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. Challenged him to a fight. The guy just can't defend his position in a reasonable way. He can't. It's about what we need, what he deems we need. It's about having a shotgun, but not another kind of gun. How asinine is all that?
Wow.
He doesn't even know the AR-14 doesn't exist.
Quote, you want to go outside with me, Joe Biden.
You want to go outside with me?
Man.
And do what? We're going to make out? What do you want to do? You want to go out? When was the last presidential candidate? Who was the last presidential candidate to challenge somebody who tested them on the campaign trail to a fight?
Oh, that's right. That's right. The union guy said, you're working for me. I'm not working for you. That is the mentality of everybody. That is exactly what Chip Roy is referring to, because that is the attitude of everybody in Washington, D.C. They're not up there working for you. They're totally working for themselves. Oh, my gosh, I forgot that quote from that. I'm trying to find this guy's name because I want to see what happened to him, but every news story is just Detroit auto worker.
They don't even name him?
No.
Wow. We should also look for the guy who he called fat. Look, fat, look. Mm-hmm. You want to do some push-ups or go outside and run around the block or whatever? We should see if that guy's still alive, too. So anyway, after that 5 years ago, that little encounter with the UAW, he was there again yesterday and was again interrupted by protesters.
It should be built.
UAW. That's great. Pause it for a second. Here's an interesting thing, too. When this happens to Trump, the crowd will start chanting USA. USA. What do these morons chant? UAW. United Auto Workers. Yay. Or the other day, it was 4 more years. Why? Because they don't love the country enough to chant USA. That's a bad thing to them. That's a bad thing. All right, let's see how he handles this.
They've instructed him just to stand there. Don't do anything. Don't engage. Don't talk. Don't acknowledge. Just stand there and wait until security gets them out of there.
And pick your nose.
And then pick your nose and then start talking again.
Mm-hmm. Then challenge somebody to a fight on the way out.
Yeah. Save that for later. Yeah.
Look, Pat, look.
Oh, my gosh.
Here he is talking about car makers like Tulsa.
Yeah, Tulsa. You know that.
You know the big car maker, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Toyota, Volkswagen, Nissan, Tulsa all gave their workers double-digit raises because of you.
I don't know, man.
Is Tesla part of UAW?
It can't be Tesla because he fired everybody that unionized.
Yeah.
So it's not Tesla.
I don't think Tesla's part of that group.
This is the logo right here that I'm wearing of the Tulsa car, just so you know.
Oh, nice.
It's actually the city flag of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I wore it for this occasion. You don't get many opportunities to. There's Tulsa references on the show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, the Tulsa. This man.
He's a moron.
He's
a moron.
We're out of words, man.
And, of course, he was yelling again for no apparent reason.
Corporate America found the cheapest labor in the world, and they sent the jobs to those laborers and sent the product back to us. But not anymore. We're building product here and shipping it overseas. Buy America and build America.
All right.
I mean it.
Do you?
And what's really important, you made sure the auto future of the world will be made in America.
Made in America. Has he ever sounded older than right there?
No. Man, oh man.
And looked older?
Jeez.
Made in America, Tulsa's.
His dentures were about to fall at
That's what it was. That's why his face did that. Yeah, you're right.
You can look at his face. He's like, oh, crap. I got to hold that.
5 seconds, Joe. Look at his dentures falling out. You're right.
I mean it. And what's really important, you made sure the auto future of the world will be made in America.
Made in America. In America. Because he had to use that lower lip, had to go into service to grab the bottom row of teeth.
Made in America.
In America.
That's what it'll be. You made sure the auto future.
Boy, he sucks.
Yeah, okay. The best. Isn't he the best? And he talked about the economy, which, of course, is thriving.
This is terrifying. This is like Michelle Obama telling us about America changing.
We're fundamentally changing the economy of this country. And everybody's getting a little worried about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're destroying it. You know, it's only been successful for 2.5 centuries. Let's come in and change it. Oh, boy, this guy.
And, of course, we got the ridiculous fake jog, of course, at the end, so he can show how spry he is. Oh,
vigor!
I just hate it so much. I can't stand that he does it. Oh, look at me! What's so weird?
What are you in a hurry
weird.
for, old man?
And he's not. He's just trying to show you how spry he is with the fake jog. Every time.
And it's so awkward to begin with, but then right there it was awkward just because you don't even have,
you got nowhere to go to jog.
Thank you. There's a wall right there, bro.
A little inappropriate to be jogging into a wall, moron.
Well, when you posted that yesterday, the best caption was the person tells Joe Biden, "There's an ice cream cone in the back and it's melting."
That might be true. That is, help us.
Fortunately, he didn't have anybody to tell don't jump to. So we escaped that.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, we got a good dose of Joe Bidenisms there.
Classics.
Yep.
Classics. I miss the time when he was, just hiding from the public for 3 or 4 weeks. Not that long ago.
He'll be doing it again because he's going to have to hide from Trump because he can't possibly win debates with him. More coming up.
The Biden administration sucks.
tweets here. David Murrell tweets, Freedom Squad. Let's add Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
She's a good one. John Kennedy.
Yeah, we played that clip right before the break. That reminded me of him.
That would put us at 8 if we officially add them.
That's a good number.
Bill Meyer 1. Where is Trump's support of Republican governors in the border crisis? Haven't heard him talk about it yet.
What was the question?
Where is Trump's support of Republican governors and the border crisis? Like the states that are supporting Texas now.
I see. He should jump on that too. Boy, that would add a whole new dynamic.
Yeah, it would.
In an election year.
Yes, it would. Hobo Ghost of Lost America. You missed Arkansas. Oh, all right. Well,
did Arkansas pledge?
Have they officially pledged? Or we just didn't mention them when I said Louisiana should be coming on board, Alabama, Mississippi.
I will confirm that, trust but verify, and then if I see that, then I will add them to our little map of freedom-loving states, constitutional-loving states of America.
From Jimmy Dimples, why do I have a bad feeling my state is on the wrong side? Or soon-to-be no man's land? I don't know what your state is.
I'd like to point that out. This is, again,
you need to tell us what state you're coming from.
This is my pet peeve when people say it's, when I post something about the temperature on Twitter and they say it's 10 degrees here, and I'm like, well, I don't know what that means. So,
and if you live in California or New York, I guarantee your state's on the wrong side.
That's right. I
can guarantee you that. Sons of Thunder 43 raid the Democrat voting rolls. And Pat Gray Unleashed will be 81 million followers on YouTube in no time. Rock and Roll G-Mom at the Walmart in Maryland, non-English speaking Mexican couple with 5 kids and with a cart full of stuff, paid with an EBT card. I had to cancel my health insurance because I can't afford it anymore. I'm a second-class citizen now.
Wow. Yeah, that's another thing.
Jeez.
That's one of those undercurrents happening in America right now.
Where illegals have more rights than American citizens.
Not good.
Ohio Mom 10, who wouldn't scream wolf if they saw Nancy Pelosi in a dark theater? Striker 1B, Wolf Fire. Great name for a rock band. Indeed.
Boy, that would be.
Yes, indeed.
Hairband, obviously. Metal.
Okay.
Wolf Fire.
With Joe Biden as the face of the DNC, the Democrats are obviously getting nervous about the 2024 election as it draws closer and closer. So they're trying to marshal the troops now. And part of that is to bring Jon Stewart back to Comedy Central and do The Daily Show, because nobody talks about The Daily Show anymore. Remember what an important political movement, really, The Daily Show was for a while? With Jon Stewart there. And then Noah, what's-his-face, took over.
Trevor Noah,
Trevor Noah. And nobody cared. I mean, he was a total zero as far as creating any buzz. So now, I read this article that from CNN, Oliver Darcy. I don't know what happened to him since he left The Blaze, but he was quite excited about Jon Stewart coming back to The Daily Show to take on Donald Trump. Yeah, because he's not going to take on Joe Biden. All he'll do is criticize Trump. That's all he'll do. It'll be so funny. It'll be hysterical. Oh, because he's so creative with his 72 writers. So good. Yeah, that'll be great. He's returning to The Daily Show as executive producer and host on Mondays, starting February 12th. And that'll apparently go through the election cycle. The show will continue to air Monday through Thursday, but it'll have other guests Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He'll be the executive producer of every episode this year and next, but will only host Mondays through the election. Mondays are the most watched day during the week, and it'll serve as a platform for Stewart to catch audiences up on news that broke between Thursday and Sunday. I see. Stewart's return marks a seminal moment for the program, which, like every other late-night comedy program, has struggled to retain viewers in the streaming area. And since it sucks, and, even Stewart was doing the same thing. We talked about this back before he left the show in 2015. It was the same thing night after night after night after night. It was not funny by the end of it. But the Democrats, they got nowhere else to go. Where are they going to turn? I mean, who's even popular on the left? I guess Jimmy Kimmel is your best hope for late night television. So that'll be fascinating to see if that creates any buzz. And CNN will have a forum that they can start every show with. Here's what Jon Stewart said last night on The Daily Show. Yeah, that'll be riveting. Another face of the Democrat Party is Kamala Harris, of course. She hung out with Katie Couric.
Wow.
Katie Couric.
What's she up to these days? Huh?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Congratulations on landing an interview with the vice president.
Yeah, how about that?
Okay, I don't know what you're doing.
They discussed all the important issues.
Meanwhile, why did I think you were much taller? I recently learned you're only 5'2". Is that true?
That is absolutely incorrect.
Okay.
I am 5'4" and a quarter.
Okay, and I'm 5'3".
5'4" and a half, and with heels, which I always wear, I'm 5'7" and a half. Thank you very much.
Okay, Wikipedia, you're wrong, and we need
totally
to correct
wrong.
that.
I've said this to my team, like, what? I don't know where it came from. I was 5'2" when I was 12.
They say I'm 5'1" on my Wikipedia page.
How tall are you?
5'3" and 3/4.
Right?
What are we
and shrinking.
It's like literally,
this is
they
important.
just want to just make us smaller
Good
in
debate
every way.
here.
I know, but I was excited because I'm short, and I was like, oh, Kamala is short
No,
like
I am
me.
not. I literally am not. Like, they're just trying to take 2.5 inches off my,
We stand corrected.
Wing. Yes, and we
will make sure. Yes.
Wow, that was riveting. Sheesh. Mm-hmm. No wonder her career is back on the rise, huh? When was the last time you had a 5-minute discussion on being 5'4" as opposed to 5'2" from the vice president of the United States?
And it bothers her because she's like, I've told my staff that damn Wikipedia page is messed up. Can somebody fix the Wikipedia page that says I'm short?
It also shows that incompetent is very easy to change that.
Same with Katie Couric. Mine says 5'1". Well, then
fix it yourself. You can literally fix it yourself.
And then type your sources, me.
The doctor.
Oh, gosh. But she could say, I don't know. I'm the source for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Mm-hmm. But, boy, there we go. That's the issues of the day. That was our border czar. Okay? Yeah. While we effectively have I don't want to call it a civil war. We basically have a disagreement. We're pulling out the pocket constitution to point out why we're doing what we're doing on the border here in Texas.
Yep.
And the border czar is cackling about. Hey,
she's 5'4" and 5'7" in heels.
Thank you very much.
Jeez. Then we got Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Okay. I don't know. There was no place for this, Pat. We just had to just wedge it in here because this is the most
It's fun funny. It's fun with a potato?
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
Funny. Okay. If you're listening, it's
Hey, Governor Whitmer.
That's a potato.
How's it going?
Talking.
Hi, Professor Potato. I wanted to share some Yukon Gold news with you, my best spud.
What is it?
We both agree that every Michigander deserves an opportunity to go to college without frying their bank account.
Absolutely. A higher education helps you learn more skills, pursue your passions, and even plant your roots right here in Michigan.
But for too many, college is financially out of reach. That's why I'm so excited to announce an appealing plan.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're planning. This year, we will work together to make the first 2 years of community college tuition-free for every high school graduate.
That's right, Professor. Michiganders will save an average.
It sounds like they're really talking to each other.
As they earn their associate's degree, setting them up to earn a bachelor's or start working and earn a bigger paycheck.
Hey, that isn't small potatoes. That's a big deal.
To learn more, make sure you tune in for my State of the State address on January 24th
now she's a
at 7 p.m.
I'll be there for sure. Later, Tater.
Later, Tater.
That's embarrassing.
This is the end of the world.
Humiliating.
This is the end of the world.
Jeez.
So hold on a second.
How do you look at that at the end and say, yeah, put that out, post it. That's really good. Post it.
So we left this at Gretchen Whitmer is a potato underground. Yes. Hey, that's a win, Michigan. Huh?
Right?
That's a win.
That's really bad.
That was...
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that basically the movie plot of Idiocracy? Like, haven't we arrived?
We've blown past
like
idiocracy.
that right there. That's idiocracy.
No, it's in our rearview mirror now. Idiocracy.
Jeez.
We are in hell.
And then let's tackle the content of it. Like it's the government's responsibility to pay for everybody's college tuition.
Only the first 2 years. Only the first 2 years, Pat. Don't go crazy.
The video's so stupid you almost forget the point of this.
Exactly. See, Pat's like, all right, we got a serious issue here. It involves dollars and cents with the governments, and you shouldn't be allowing that to begin with. Yeah, no, but we want to talk about the potato fund.
Right.
Come on now. But you're right. I mean, that's...
Jeez.
Because isn't Michigan doing really great with their money situation?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
I'm sure they're totally in the black.
Money to burn.
Billions in the black. You know they must be.
But congratulations, Michigan. I mean, if this is how your state wants to spend its money, then go for it. Just don't be bugging us for it, because we're too busy taking care of federal duties, which is taking care of our border down here in Texas. $12.5 billion, Chip Roy said. Whew.
And by the way, forget about earning your own way through college, or working while you go to college, or doing any of those things that people once did and it was expected of you. Put yourself through college. How about this? While you're in high school, maybe you have a part-time job and you save your money. Maybe you don't spend it on drugs. I don't know. It's quite a concept, isn't it? Maybe you earn your keep and you save that money, and with that money at the end of your high school experience, you can pay for college. Maybe it's not enough to go to Harvard, but you don't have to go to Harvard. You could go to another school for an education. You can go to a trade school. We've talked about this a million times. And also, maybe you don't go to college at all. If you get an associate's degree from a community college, is that necessarily going to increase your earnings when you get into the workplace? I think they've found lately, not necessarily. And in fact, a lot of businesses have eliminated a college degree from their requirements now, because they realize that practical experience is usually better than college. So just asinine. And then you tackle the potato part.
The potato part is like...
It's hard to believe.
So you lost me.
It's hard to believe.
By the way, Furion Energy points out that John Kennedy, we can't allow him in the Freedom Squad. We should set a threshold on the voting record, but he says he's good for the quips, but his lifetime score is 75%.
You're kidding.
Average Senate Republican is 63%. His session score is 49%.
This session.
Yeah, I don't know the source on this. It's just a screenshot here. I'd like to know that, Furion Energy.
Yeah, before we just throw people willy-nilly into the group. We should check it out.
We should find a source that we trust, and then set a threshold score. And you're in or out. You can move in and out of the Freedom Squad depending on your Freedom score there.
That's I think what like 95 plus.
95 plus. That's fair. Yeah.
95 plus.
So which we gotta figure out the website that we're trusting for this. This is important. Like, you can't just Google, I don't know, give me a freedom score thing. We got. This is a very important club, prestigious club, being the Freedom Squad. And I'm hoping that our inaugural members, I hope they're 95 plus, but I can't imagine that they're not. Chip Roy, Mike Lee, Rand Paul, Thomas Massey.
All right. This past December, drug shortages hit a record high. And that's causing severe disruptions in your medical treatments. There's delays, there's treatment cancellations, and there is, unfortunately, some rationing going on of vital medications. Even drugs like the antibiotic amoxicillin are in short supply right now, along with about 294 others. Maybe you've experienced it. I certainly have. Doctors are even saying they've been forced to make impossible choices, including choosing which patients will be prioritized to receive potentially curative therapy. So that's why you need the Jase case. This personalized emergency kit contains 5 essential antibiotics that treat the most common and deadly bacterial infections. And Jase is always working to expand their medication offerings. They've just recently added ivermectin as an option in the Jase case. You don't want to be without that. Plus, you can buy a gift card for your family or your loved ones, and then they can get a Jase case, and they can personalize it to their own specific needs. Everybody should be empowered to care for themselves and their loved ones during the unexpected. So get your Jase case today by going to jasemedical.com Enter the promo code PAT at checkout. You'll save. That's a promo code PAT at JASEjacemedical.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Filmmaker Kenya Barris is about to remake Wizard of Oz. This is great. And It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, no. Pat's not going to like that.
That'll be fun.
You're not going to like this.
Here's what he said about those two projects.
No, you can't say too much, but what about your perspective on it are you most excited about people seeing?
In what?
I actually want to ask about both of them, both Wizard of Oz and It's a Wonderful Life.
Wizard of Oz for me, it happens. I'm from Inglewood. It happens from a girl who lives in the Bottoms, which is Darby Park, which is a part of Inglewood, and it takes place under. She falls into Inglewood, and the original Wizard of Oz took place during the Great Depression, and it was about self-reliance and what people are going through. I think this is a perfect time to sort of like switch with the characters and talk about what someone imagines their life could be. And it's ultimately a hero's journey. Someone thinks something is better than where they're at, and they go and realize that where they're at is where they should be. I want people to sort of be proud and happy about where they're from, but I want the world to take a look at it, and I hope that could come through. I think It's a Wonderful Life. I feel like Christmas movies are amazing, and I think the idea of taking something that has that long of a history and a tale behind it and putting an amazing piece of talent, to tell that story, I think, it's a guy who's trying to help out his community, and things are going to turn around on him, and I think that's, a perfect story to tell for a person of color, black or brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's important to replace the white people with people of color. That's critical. We've got to do that in every movie and in every case, because there's too many white people. We stumbled across that truism yesterday, I think. There's too many white people, and they're represented in too many movies, and so we need to change that if we could. Get rid of Jimmy Stewart. White.
Okay.
Am I right? White. And eventually, he got old. He might not have been that old when he made the movie, but he eventually got old. So he was an old white guy, and we can't have that. So bring on the people of color. That'll be great.
I'm glad you got there.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be great to redo all these projects and make them into social justice offerings. Won't that be fun?
Imagine the scene where he's walking down the road in the hood, man.
It'd be fun. That'll be great.
That'll be good.
You want it?
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Some tweets here. That SOB in the White House tweets. Congratulations on 50,000. Keep making funny shows. We'll keep watching them. It's a good arrangement. I like it. Where's my pudding? If it takes 100 rounds to completely eliminate the threat, then yes, I need 100-round capability.
Thank you.
So obvious. It should be so obvious, right?
Should be.
Who needs 100 rounds? I don't know. Depends on the situation. Is the deer wearing a Kevlar vest?
Yeah, and this is the same guy who says, well, you don't have an F-16. Well, I guess I need more rounds then.
Yeah, right. I'm going to have to shoot down some F-16s with my AR-15. That's going to take more than 100 rounds.
And a serious conversation. If you're using all 100 rounds, maybe you need to more target practice.
Yeah, right.
Then.
Right. Frank Johnson's alter ego. Trust me when I tell you that if politicians could figure out how to keep the revenue streams flowing without us, we'd have been killed long ago. Sarah B., that little jog is what I call Biden getting the zoomies.
Oh, okay.
Susan tweets, many Kentuckians are on board with Texas, just stuck under dandy Andy Bashir's thumb.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, Arkansas, a lot of people have been chiming in.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find any news thing that broke in the last, recently. In the past, she has sent down to the border, Arkansas. I'm gonna just say her sentiments are there because she's already done it once, Sarah Huckabee. So anyway, we're adding Arkansas. We're adding Arkansas.
That makes 9.
Yeah, we've almost joined here in the South. So let's
Getting
go.
close.
Wake up down here.
I'm a lickin' butter. Why didn't Katie Couric ask Harris what magazines and newspapers she reads?
Oh, thank you.
That's a throwback to the past. Alexandrum Cotex. If all us patheads move to Texas when it secedes, will it flip over and capsize? I don't anticipate that, since Texas is not an island. But you never know. You never know. Speaking of It's a Wonderful Life, as we were moments ago, yesterday, Keith tweeted this out. Common ground with the Trump or bust crowd who follows me. We can rejoice together every time Nikki Haley loses a primary. That's for sure.
Yep.
In fact, apparently, Keith hasn't fact-checked this yet, but teacher says every time Nikki Haley loses a primary, an angel gets its wings. That's right. That's right, Zozo. That's right.
Next up is her home state of South Carolina. and then, oh gosh, I tell you, that is common ground.
Yes,
seriously,
it is.
It doesn't
I
matter.
think there's a lot of dislike for Nikki Haley.
Hashtag never Nikki.
Plenty to go around.
I don't care who wins, what primary, if there were 10 people still in it right now, as long as it's not her.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about the Freedom Squad, the D.C. Freedom Squad.
Yeah. We've been
a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm. And, people are throwing out names of people we like. Now, it's not just we like them and they do some good things.
There's more to that science.
Much more. These have to be totally reliable people with, I don't know, we're thinking around a 95% lifetime score from FreedomWorks.
Yeah, I went to FreedomWorks and checked on
and look at this.
Freedom Squad members.
Okay, here's the original 4 Freedom Squad members we mentioned from the other day. Thomas Massey, 97.9%, so essentially 98% score. Rand Paul, 98%, 97.9. Chip Roy, 98.2%. And Mike Lee, 99%.
Wow.
Those are lifetime scores.
Nice work, gentlemen.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
And we didn't know that.
Yeah, no. They just were at the top of our minds.
And that's why
really
we're
good
top
people
of our
in
mind,
DC.
because they're 98s.
Yes,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. So then we were like, all right, there's some other people that maybe we should put on that list.
So John Kennedy's name has been thrown out, and he's good, but he's got a 72% lifetime score.
All right.
That doesn't cut it.
Sorry, bro.
In fact, he's only at 49% this session.
Oh, work harder.
Oof. Marsha Blackburn, doing well.
Yeah.
But she's not Freedom Squad material. 85.7%.
Oh, keep
85.
trying.
Keep trying.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah, stay in the lab. You're good.
Ted Cruz, 87%.
What?
Oh, no. Sorry.
That surprises me.
You missed.
And Clay Higgins, 81.9%, almost 82%. Okay, good.
Ooh.
But not good enough.
Not good enough.
You can do better, and the proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, just should probably wait till off air, but I'll forget. Chris, I can't figure out how to sort at FreedomWorks, so if you figure it out, how to put them in order of percentage, I'd love to see if there's anybody else that qualifies for our prestigious DC Freedom Squad.
What about Jim Jordan? Is he in there?
I'd have to look. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look at Jim Jordan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's another good name.
Let's see.
Meantime, Donald Trump credited Vivek Ramaswamy for
is important.
stopping CBDC.
It's very important because this
recently.
is one of the things that Ron DeSantis was really big on. Like, we're going to stop this central bank digital currency. This is terrifying stuff. This is the end of cash. This is you being every action you partake in.
And it's interesting
the
because
government knowing.
There are places, and I think this is illegal, that don't accept cash. Is that okay? I thought that was illegal. I thought that currency had to be accepted everywhere.
That's
but it's not anymore.
I've never heard that it's illegal, but there is a coffee shop that I frequent, and they went to that all digital stuff, and I said, I'm going to have to pay cash or I'm not paying at all. And so I don't know if they made that exception for everyone, but they let me pay cash.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I've never heard of that being illegal. Jim Jordan, 95.7%.
Okay, he's a definite candidate.
He qualifies.
He better
yes,
be
he
careful.
does.
7.
He's right on the edge.
Oh, by the way, just because you're in, that doesn't mean you stay in.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. You got to
You fall under 95.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're disqualified.
And we better not. We probably shouldn't let them back in. Or okay, should we let them back in if they fall out?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because
there's a
we got to
redeeming
encourage
factor.
them to get
work
better. Okay, all right. So Jim Jordan, you're in. Barely. Careful.
Okay, so here's Trump on the CBDC thing.
Yeah, I like this.
And this I do for Vivek, because he's very big into it. I happen to agree with him, but he said, could you mention this? I will never. She said, I love Vivek. I love him too now. I didn't love him when he was running, but I like him now. It's amazing the way you can like somebody when you win, right?
Don't do it.
Jeez.
But Vivek is great. He's really great. But he wanted this, and I'll give him full credit for it. It's very important, actually. I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
That's incredibly important in this discussion. If he's going to listen that closely to someone like Vivek on issues like that's very important.
It's helpful, yeah.
It sure is. And boy, he's given mic time to Vivek during his celebration last night in New Hampshire. He's stopping his speech to say, I'm mentioning this because Vivek asked me to, and I totally agree with him on this, and I'll tell you we're not going to get a central bank digital currency. If Vivek can be the last person in the room on these discussions with Donald Trump, in other words, if he taps him as a vice president, that would be very beneficial, I think, to his chances in November.
Yeah. And I think it'd be good for the country. I mean, Vivek is a smart guy, and he's solidly conservative. People say he was a Democrat 10 minutes ago or whatever, but I don't see any lingering signs of that, frankly.
I seriously, I need, whatever role he's in, I need Vivek Ramaswamy to stay on the national scene in whatever capacity. Just because one day we're going to have a clip of him where he says and that's going to be a massive
big
news story.
Big day.
Yeah, big story.
Big deal, a big day.
Yeah, so
I'll take an or a the.
Or a the.
Or like.
Like, yeah.
Like is
I was
a good
thinking
one.
like, right? And he doesn't do that either, right?
And there's no space on his sentences. It's literally
No. He doesn't have to stop and pause and think. It's pretty amazing. It's impressive. With all the talk of Klaus Schwab and the EMF over in Davos this past week, there's a clip from his top advisor that's been making the rounds. These things are chilling. I mean, if you listen to the people, to what's coming out of the WEF, the heads of these organizations, these shadowy, secretive events like Davos that happens every week, like the Bilderbergs. I mean, I don't know that they're eating babies and whatever, but there's some nefarious stuff going on.
Yeah.
And they're planning our future. And if you're a capitalist, if you're a freedom lover, this is not a future that you're okay with. This is unacceptable. But listen to this guy from a TED Talk of his.
Many, maybe most legal systems are based on this idea, this belief in human rights. But human rights are just like heaven and like God. It's just a fictional story that we've invented and spread around.
Oh my God.
It may be a very nice story. It may be a very attractive story. We want to believe it. But it's just a story.
Wow.
It's not a reality. It is not a biological reality. Just as jellyfish and woodpeckers and ostriches have no rights, Homo sapiens have no rights also. Take a human, cut him open, look inside. You find their blood, and you find the heart and lungs and kidneys, but you don't find there any rights. The only place you find rights is in the fictional stories that humans have invented and spread around. And the same thing is also true in the political field. States and nations are also, like human rights and like God and like heaven, they too are just stories. A mountain is a reality. You can see it, you can touch it, you can even smell it. But Israel or the United States, they are just stories, very powerful stories, stories we might want to believe very much, but still they are just stories. You can't really see the United States. You cannot touch it.
You can't?
You cannot smell it.
What?
You like him? That is Yuval Noah Harari. We've had clips of him before, but
he's absolutely evil.
He's
That's evil.
Yep, and he's the one of the head advisors to Klaus Schwab, probably heir apparent. So it's not like the WEF is going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, it's probably going to get even worse with this guy at the helm eventually.
Well, yeah, this atheist,
this guy.
Fascist.
Yeah, he's a. I just looked this up. He's a professor at Hebrew University of Jerusalem. That's his job.
Wow. What?
Wow is right. Yikes.
That's staggering. I don't know that I've ever heard anything more blatantly evil coming out of a, pretty renowned person. I mean, the top advisor to Klaus Schwab at the WEF is this guy who says we don't have any rights, who says God and heaven are fairy tales. They don't exist. They're fiction. Wow. That kind of atheism is usually kind of kept close to the vest. He's proud of it.
Yeah, but
he's fine with it.
I think that is the, for lack of a better word, the theology behind everything that the World Economic Forum does.
Right.
I mean, that is the stuff. That's the engine pushing all of this stuff out to the countries. The socialist agenda and the.
That's why they think it's fine to force our behaviors.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any rights. They believe that 100%. They just spelled it out.
Yeah, they're God.
We don't have any rights.
They're your God now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Wow. He lives in Israel, teaches there, and he calls Israel a fiction. You can't touch it. You can't see it. That's interesting. That's news to the 9 million people who live there. Huh.
Oh.
United States is a fiction. That's also news to the 330 million people who live here.
Yeah.
You can't see rights? I don't know. Have you ever seen the U.S. Constitution? You ever seen it?
But it's nice to see that, at least in Europe, you've got farmers pushing back if nobody else is on these policies from the WEF.
Yeah. Should we play that now, or how long is that?
Yeah, this is just a minute long. It's just a Scottish guy.
All right.
I feel an impersonation coming up, by the way.
Okay.
It's fine to be here today. It's cold and wet, but I think the cause is fantastic. Great to see all the people here, the countryside boys, the gamekeepers, their livelihoods are at stake as well. Farmers are getting pushed to the limit. We've had enough. They're trying hard to do what the government has said, but they keep asking more, giving us less. This is the time now, the next generation.
The reactors are going to do
That's what they're here for today.
Thank you. I don't know what he said, but it was good.
I've got to have at least 5 hours. That's so great.
How many?
5 hours.
5 hours?
5 hours.
So, what? We got the Dutch, the French, the Germans, and now the Scottish.
And now the Scots.
Oh, by the way, let's check our tote board. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of Utah coming in. Ding, 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 ding. I need a
So
picture.
they've thrown in with Texas?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 10 states so far. Nice.
Look at that, huh?
We're on a roll.
We're on a roll.
We are on a roll.
And by the way, these are the states pledged to help defend your southern border down in Texas, where the Biden administration refuses.
Let me tell you about Magic Spoon. They've reinvented your favorite childhood cereals to taste great, but every serving contains 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 grams of net carbs is all per serving. Isn't that incredible? So you grew up and they figured, you know what? Man, maybe your cereal should grow up with you. That's why they've got keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free ways for you to relive those moments watching your favorite cartoons, eating delicious cereal, but cereal that's truly not good for you. This is different. They're fruited. They've got the fruity. So it's, I don't know if they want me to say what it's like, but you can probably imagine what it's like.
It tastes like heaven. That's what it tastes like.
It tastes like heaven, right. All right, so these are delicious, and they've got the puffs now going on. It's so good. And
you ate without sharing.
Yeah, you ate them all, dude.
All the snacks. You ate all the snacks. You didn't even share with us.
Yeah, that's kind of rude, actually.
That was really rude.
Yeah.
I mean, the box is empty, but there's no evidence here that necessarily that I ate them all.
Just an empty box in your desk.
Evidence?
Got it.
Okay, it was behind your desk, empty. But
So,
no evidence, bro.
I mean, there's plenty of people that come in here when I'm not around.
Okay.
Who knows what happened to the Magic Spoon treats that are absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
All right. So you need to go to Magic Spoon and you need to order these. Get a custom bundle of the cereal and try the magic for yourself. And don't forget to add their delicious treats like these for on the go. Be sure to use our promo code UNLEASHED and you'll save money at checkout. Save $5 off your order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So start the year off right with a delicious bowl of high-protein cereal. MagicSpoon.com/unleashed. Use the promo code UNLEASHED, save $5 off. Thanks to Magic Spoon for sponsoring this episode. MagicSpoon.com. Try it. Do it today.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hey, tomorrow's our J6 conspiracy show. Got a couple of guests that are going to fill us in on
more truth.
What's happening there. We continue to find out more and more about the day democracy almost died. And as Joe Biden said a few weeks ago, the day we almost lost America. Wow. Okay. That was some riot, wasn't it? That was some kind of riot that almost killed this country. I was reading a thing this morning about a former police officer. I think he was in law enforcement for 7 years. And they've got him on video actually helping one of the police officers get to his feet, an officer who had fallen. He's trying to, their other officers are hitting him with a baton in the ribs while he's trying to help this officer up so he doesn't get trampled by the crowd. And he also assisted the woman who died. She died from being trampled, and I think was asphyxiated, beaten, and trampled, and whatever. And he was giving her CPR, and so he saves people at this crowd. They're trying to stick him with 14 to 17 years in prison. 14 to 17 years is what the prosecution is seeking against him. He already served something like 29 months, so like 2.5 years in prison, waiting for trial, and now they're seeking another 17 years after being convicted, if he is. It's just unbelievable. So we'll get into more of what's going on with January 6th.
And one of the guys that we're going to talk to is Owen Schreier. Mm-hmm. He was in prison, and it was in solitary confinement, I believe, 95% of the time.
Jeez.
He was in prison.
My gosh. I mean, they're just treated like scum, like they're the worst vermin on the face of the planet. We treat terrorists at Gitmo far better than that.
Yep.
There's been some massive flooding, I guess. First of all, you know what? Maybe we'll get to the massive flooding and all that death and destruction coming up in a minute. But first of all, people keep sending us this video of democracy versus a constitutional republic. And
right up your alley. This.
Yeah. So
one of those old timey videos, you know, probably from the 50s.
Like from the 50s.
I've seen this guy and talking about different stuff. I would love to know what this is, because I guarantee you this is almost like a PragerU before there was a PragerU with this guy. It's
fun.
Good stuff.
All right.
Democracy is a form of government based upon the principle of majority rule.
Democracy. Okay.
Period. End of discussion.
Period.
Now, that's not very complicated.
No.
Majority rule. It's easy to understand, easy to sell to the masses, and, I might add, deadly.
Oh?
For example, what would you call a lynch mob? That's majority rule. There's only one dissenting vote, and he's at the end of the rope. Now, that's pure democracy in action.
Indeed.
But wait a minute, you say. The majority should rule, yes, but not to the extent of destroying the rights of the minority. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are no longer describing a democracy. We are speaking of a republic.
Huh.
A republic is a limited democracy. It's a form of government based upon the principle of limited majority rule. Limited so that the minority, even a minority of one, can be protected against the whims and passions of the majority. And how do you protect the minority from the majority? You write down a set of rules on a piece of paper. You say, this we can do, that we cannot. At the top of the paper, you write the word Constitution.
Oh, and that's where it was.
And then everyone agrees to follow the rules no matter what the temptation. And when you're finished, you've created a constitutional republic.
Huh. What a concept.
All right.
Huh. To boil it down, a democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what to have for dinner. That's a democracy. And that doesn't work out well for the sheep. You might have noticed. A republic protects the sheep from the majority. What a concept. Huh. And that's why our constitutional republic has lasted. Of course, they're trying to do everything they can to destroy it right now. This Biden administration and the Obama administration before it. So they're working on it. Meanwhile, we've added yet another state to the list.
That's right, Pat. Iowa.
Iowa has joined.
The Hawkeye State joins us.
That's 11.
As does Idaho.
Oh, nice.
West Virginia.
12, 13.
Wyoming.
14. And?
I should have said, and Wyoming.
Oh, okay. All right. More Pat Gray Unleashed just around the corner now.
Mr. President, you just got to try harder not to suck.
Unleashed.
Triple 8-900-3393 Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. It's youtube.com/Pat Gray.
Nailed it.
To join and subscribe there. Were aliens in famed the British UFO encounter interested in secret nuclear weapons? Is there a famed British UFO encounter? Well, of course there is. Yes. A former police officer has come forward with astonishing information, which he says sheds new light on Britain's most famous UFO case. Gary Hasteline, 56, claims a UFO visited RAF Bentwaters as extraterrestrials were interested in a secret stash of nuclear weapons at the American Air Base.
Okay, see, this is something I've thought about because we started getting the reports actually before, but really in earnest after we started doing nuclear testing in New Mexico.
Right.
Where were the aliens hanging out? Roswell.
Roswell, New
nearby,
Mexico.
See?
Yep.
That's where they crashed.
Well, I mean, if you watch any of these UFO documentaries, and I do, you'll see that in a lot of cases, they're really... there's a lot of sightings near nuclear bases and nuclear facilities, nuclear power plants, nuclear bases, and some feel like they're trying to protect us from ourselves. Like, I just watched one recently where there's some UFO expert who claims that they removed some of the radiation from Chernobyl shortly after Chernobyl, and they did the same thing at Fukushima in Japan, supposedly.
Look this up, Chris. See if there were a lot of UFO sightings around Chernobyl before
and Fukushima. Look up the UFO sightings around Fukushima, too.
You do Chernobyl, I'll do Fukushima.
Because supposedly they have some kind of technology that sucks that radiation out of the air and makes it safer than it otherwise would have been.
But see, if they've already seen the future, then they know what's coming or something along those lines, and then they know to camp out at those places.
Well, if they've seen the future.
I have no idea.
Who knows? They might be
Time
here just in
travel, see?
case. I don't know.
Time travel.
I don't know. So anyway.
Oh, look at this. Why do UFO sightings keep happening near nuclear
I
nodes?
got that same question too.
Okay.
The incident, dubbed the British Roswell, made the front page of the now-defunct News of the World. Oh, man, that was an outrageous tabloid.
Oh,
News of the World.
Bad
Remember that?
boy!
Yes. Yep. And it sparked several books and documentaries. Gary, who clocked up almost 24 years in the British Transport Police, claims the deputy base commander, Colonel Charles Halt, told him the Suffolk Air Force Air Base had the largest arsenal of nuclear weapons in Europe.
Huh.
Okay.
Things that make you go, huh.
Right. Radar operators say the UFO traveled 120 miles in 8 seconds.
What? That's
in
fast.
Britain's famed close encounter. 120 miles in 8 seconds. That's fast. Right? You're going fairly quickly there.
I'd say that
You're in a
is-
hurry.
Yeah.
During one close encounter, Staff Sergeant Jim Peniston says he even touched a small triangular craft, describing it as smooth to the touch with strange symbols similar to ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs before it zoomed away. And then, of course, that leads you to, all right, they built the pyramids, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Colonel Halt led a small team of experts into the woods when the UFO returned 2 nights later and made a 20-minute tape recording as he described the object as like a red winking eye.
Interesting.
He also filed a memo detailing the incident to the British Ministry of Defense, which was released under auspices of the Freedom of Information Act just a few years later. The most controversial aspect of the incident are reports the UFO fired beams of light. This is exactly what I saw. Fired beams of light into the weapons storage area.
Hang on. You can't just... This is exactly what I saw and move on. You mean on the documentary?
Yeah, on the documentary.
Or in your backyard?
No,
I thought you saw it in the backyard.
You
I was
can't be
like,
doing
bro,
that, bro.
you can't bury the lead.
I wish I would have seen it in my backyard,
Me
but
too,
it was on
man.
the documentary.
I totally
I'd
want
love to see
this
it.
stuff, man. Yes.
Because I wouldn't be afraid of it. I mean, if they wanted to kill us, they could have. By now.
Yeah, besides, buy a shotgun. As someone once said.
And then just go outside and fire it in the air, and that'll scare everybody off. They're gone.
Yeah, people
Buy a shotgun.
People forget that stupid
I know.
quote
How
from
asinine that was. Retired Detective Gary claims Colonel Halt told him that RAF Bentwaters had more nuclear weapons in the weapons storage area than anywhere else in Europe. He says the high-ranking USAF official made the shocking admission as they toured the base and Randlesham Forest for a documentary which was never made.
Ooh.
Unless it was the one I just saw, it was made. I mean, they talk about exactly this. Colonel Halt is one of the highest-ranking military witnesses in the world to have talked about UFOs. And, a lot of people don't want to talk about it because then they're just mocked. They're made fun of. They're called kooks.
Less
they're
and less,
crazy.
though. Less and less.
It is true. It is because some of these recent releases of information have made it more mainstream.
Yeah, you're among friends. Come on.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know.
But every time they release information, it's either so heavily redacted or it's information that we already knew, or they never shed any real light on it.
It's frustrating.
And somebody, somewhere, has to have clear footage, don't they? In this day and age, if they're showing up in an age of iPhones where, they take better images than any camera ever up to this point, and we've still got just these little blobs of light that you don't know what that is. It could be swamp gas. It could be a weather balloon. Who knows what it is? It's a reflection off the clouds. That happens every once in a while in the atmosphere when the northern lights mix with the clouds and they shine. People confuse it for something. Really? Okay. But you should have a clear image by now of something. If there's this many instances of UFOs on this planet, there's got to be better evidence than we've seen.
So, what year was TV invented? It was...
early, like the 40s.
Philo T. Farnsworth, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So 50 years after, roughly, right? You had high-definition TV. All right, good. So there you go. So a little bit more, 70 years later. All right. So we progressed in that technology. If we landed on the moon, we landed on the moon in 1969. Mm-hmm. By now, we should have skyscrapers up there based on the way we advance with technologies.
Except we stopped going there because of the pressure from liberals.
Okay, but no, I got a theory here. See?
Yeah.
Because the same thing with
Give me your theory.
With phones, right? I mean, look how they've advanced.
Yeah.
From Alexander Graham Bell days to today, right? All right, so maybe we made a deal with the aliens that are like, protecting us from ourselves as long as we don't venture out and go out there and try to
I like that.
Put a foothold out in space and on the moon.
Cramp their style.
Right.
Yeah. They'll leave us alone?
Yeah, so that's the deal.
Okay.
Maybe that's
maybe
that's why we're not advancing in that realm.
That's possible.
And so maybe we made a deal, and that's why our space program has we kind of pull the emergency brake on that, and we're not, because didn't the technology that got us to the moon, we destroyed it or something? I bet that was part of the deal too. Like, sorry, we got to destroy that now.
And people say this too. If we had the technology 52 years ago, 53, 54, 55 years ago to go to the moon, why don't we have the technology
That's what I'm saying.
Today?
Because the aliens said, we'll protect you, but you got to destroy the ability to...
Conversely, however, if we faked it, if we had the technology to fake it back then, how much better would be the technology to fake it today? Why are we pretending we can't get there if we could just fake it?
Put that in your pipe.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of the moon, Japan just landed their thing, and we just got the first picture.
They landed their thing?
Their one-engine craft, Moon Sniper. We just got back a picture from
the moon?
From the moon.
Okay. Do we have it?
I can send it up,
Yeah, send it.
Okay.
I'd like to see it. Is it cool? Or
Yeah, we got 10 minutes, right? And the battery died, though, after they took all the life out of it.
Yes, it went one picture and...
So it's dead up there now?
Sucks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? Oh.
All right.
Can't wait to get into bed tonight, can you? Can lead to all kinds of nasty things. It's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding like sheets and pillowcases and comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry. So using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermo-regulating and designed to keep you the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every single night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, and that leaves them staying cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors or, just feeling icky when you get in them. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands, and they feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, cause breakouts. Just sleep clean with Miracle. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. If you use the promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels too and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Trymiracle.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Oh, okay, so you got the picture of
yes, we do. The moon
Japanese
picture
craft?
by the Japanese. There it is.
Okay. Oh. All right, that's cool.
Wait, what?
Got the nice digital hiccup in the middle of it.
Digital hiccup. I think that's when, I was about to die. It just grabbed that one.
Look. Hey, kids, look how far we've come. 1969, we walked on the moon, and now we're taking kind of pictures.
Uh-huh. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
It's nothing.
No, that's good.
It's nothing.
That's good stuff.
Really? That's it?
What took the picture of that, though?
Would have been
moon.
This is like somebody was there. Hey, can you get a picture of us over here? They had a moon tourist up there.
Yeah.
And they took the shot for him. They should have, well, of course, it wasn't a manned flight, so there was nobody to stand near it. But there you go.
I love how we're mocking this, but we can never in a million years try to land something on a moon. Come on now. But we have some interesting history, right? Something here in the building that...
Yeah, and the other day, we
Do
took
we have
a little,
to do this?
took a little walk over to the new addition to Glenn's collection of historical items.
Yeah.
Chris said it was Apollo.
Yeah, dumb.
But here's a little bit of what happened the other day.
Well, yeah, just a little bit. Just I want people to see this in case they didn't see it on the social media.
All right.
Look at that Mercury, baby. Look at that.
According to their social media.
Wow. Look at that thing, huh? That's
kind
history.
of cool. It is cool. There it is.
Yeah. That's cool. But I mean,
actually
don't bury
hasn't
the
been to
lead here,
space.
Pat.
And it's not Apollo 7?
How stupid is this guy? Come on, man. Right.
It's a Mercury craft.
Yes, Friendship 7. Sorry.
Friendship 7. NASA built it to show people what the actual space-faring craft looked like.
So the guy inside was not a real astronaut?
No.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately for him, because he's been there a long time.
That was just a replica that made the tour?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind the next thing you're going to read there.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm not into it.
Because Pat had Stephen Robert posted this underneath, a tweet that reads, if that went into space, there'd be some heavy re-entry burn spots on that baby.
Right. So you're saying
it didn't go into, that's why.
That's not even the deal?
Yeah, it didn't go to space.
Okay, now I'm not. Now I don't care.
Now you're not interested in the least.
I mean, that's like...
It's still what it actually looked like. It's kind of cool.
Okay, but
or the cleaning lady cleaned it and took out all the burn marks. Like,
yeah.
Like she cleaned Glenn's bowl. So
this is not... I don't...
Yeah.
Now I don't even care.
Now it was an entire waste of time.
What?
And effort, right?
So that thing didn't even leave the ground?
No.
Well, it did to get here.
Oh, my gosh. Under the back of a flatbed? I mean...
No, USPS.
Okay.
Wow, that was a...
It's still kind of fun.
No.
No?
Not at all.
Not even kind of?
Nope.
All right. It's not fun, Chris. It's not fun at all.
Well, I didn't bring it up because I was already embarrassed.
Check it out. We've gone from... This is Apollo to this is Mercury to this is just
really nothing.
It's just a model.
It's
really.
just a toy.
What in the? How much did Glenn pay for this? Does he have his receipt?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope he does.
Not into it.
We need to return that. There's been some massive flooding in San Diego. San Diego, nothing bad ever happens in San Diego.
No.
How did this happen?
I cannot remember the fact. It is so good, but Petco Park or whatever it is, there in San Diego where the Padres play.
Yeah.
I guess in their entire time of being in that stadium, which is dozens, I don't know, a long time. I think they've had like 7 rainouts or something, and 3 of them are the Braves. I mean, it's just weird because they rarely play out there. I don't know. It just rarely, as everyone knows,
it's beautiful.
It
perfect
doesn't
weather.
rain, and yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
but
it
boy,
doesn't.
they're getting it now.
Doesn't rain in California, but girl, don't they warn you? It pours. Man, it pours.
Yeah.
But not in San Diego. That happens in Los Angeles. Everything's perfect in San Diego. It's a continual 72 degrees.
Right. Sunny.
Well, apparently there was a little flooding, and a Tulsa, as Joe Biden called him, a Tesla, didn't fare well going through those waters.
Wait, do you mean it didn't fare well, sir?
Oh, well, look at that.
Look at that
wow,
guy.
That's deep water, too.
Now listen to the guy recording.
So there is an exhaust. It's electric.
What happened?
So there's no combustion.
Right?
What?
Yeah, see?
That did fine, didn't it?
So there's your new ad for the Tulsa EV.
That didn't stall out or anything.
Uh-huh.
That was really deep, too.
Yep.
Now, for a combustion engine, that's not good for it. You shouldn't drive through floodwaters like that. I don't know. Are the EVs different?
I don't know.
Does it not affect them?
Do you think this guy is thinking, I don't have a combustible engine here.
No.
I don't think he's thinking that. He's thinking, I just want to get out through here.
Right.
I mean, it's almost I mean, it's more than halfway buried at one point.
It's a submarine.
It
became a submarine.
That was fun.
Yeah. Huh. Well, good. I'd be using that on a Tesla commercial if I were Elon, because that's impressive.
Weirdly, because I think that's what you tweeted when you tweeted that video.
That's weird, isn't it? Huh. That's probably where I got it.
Did you call it
from me tweeting.
Tesla or a Tulsa?
I think I called it a Tesla.
Oh, you're wrong. The President of the United States calls it a Tulsa.
I know, he corrected me. Also, have you seen Justin Trudeau clapping at a Canadian women's hockey game?
Oh, no. He may be high here, honestly.
Here he is.
Okay.
Justin Trudeau. Clapping.
Doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Do we not have the clapping of Justin Trudeau?
No, it was sent late, so they're looking for it right now. Okay. You got to see it, though. I mean, he is the biggest nerd loser, fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm. Is he the biggest, though, or does that crown belong on the head of Joe Robinette Biden?
Well, okay, look at that. Look how, oh my gosh. And look at the girl next to her, like, what, bro? Back off. Is that
I think she got hit.
Oh, that's what happened. Yeah. Oh my gosh. He's what is he? Like, I don't even know what word if you had to, Canada, if you had one word you had to describe your prime minister, what would it be? Why are you gay? Okay, no.
That wouldn't be it, but that's more than one word also.
And it's not that often that you see those with Cuban fathers into hockey.
Kind
of.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be more into baseball.
Right.
Speaking of Canada, 50-year-old male swimmer.
Right.
Versus the 13-year-old girls. Remember that?
Ezra Levant mentioned this to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was talking about the story, and I'd kind of heard a little bit about it, but I hadn't seen this news clip. This is actually a few weeks old, right before Ezra came here. And this is more stunning than when you see the news report of this thing.
Yeah, 50-year-old guy. I mean, a trans person, so considers himself a woman.
Does he?
And goes into the girls' locker room with the 13 and 14-year-old girls.
Yep.
And competes against them in the pool.
Gross.
Check this out.
Of course, the infamous 50-year-old man who identifies as a 13-year-old girl.
Gross.
That allows Nicholas to swim with the teenage girls. Oh, and by the way, change and shower with them as well. Even though it's against world aquatic rules, he should be competing in an other division, other as in transgender division. It's disgusting. But no, he is so entitled, he insists on swimming with real biological girls.
How are you not embarrassed by that?
Definitive answer
now watch this.
To where Nicholas Sapita changes and showers.
Okay.
It is in the girls' dressing room. I saw it myself with my own eyes.
Darn it.
He didn't go into the male dressing room. He didn't go into the family dressing room.
Family dressing room available. If you don't think that these people are pedophiles, there's your evidence right there. They have the option. If it's all about your identity, you have the option to go to a gender-neutral bathroom. They showed it to you right there. No. I got to go dress next to the 13-year-old girls, man. What are you talking about? This is insanity. This bizarro world, man. It gets creepier every day.
And even worse than that, this same reporter went to the parents and asked them about, hey, is it okay with you that your 13-year-old and 14-year-old girls are dressing with a 50-year-old male and competing against them? And they were all pissed that he was asking them the question.
Unreal.
I mean, that's child abuse.
Kids don't have a chance.
They don't.
Kids
not in this environment.
Have a chance.
Not in this environment. They don't.
In the Western world.
And let's say you accept the fact. Okay, he identifies as a female. Let him dress in the female locker. But with 13-year-old girls, even if it's a 50-year-old woman, why are you competing against and dressing with 13-year-old girls?
How is this?
How is any of it okay? I mean, but even to accept their premise that it's fine for a transgender person who just identifies that way to go in that dressing room, how can you compete with 13 and 14-year-old girls? None of this makes any sense.
How is that community center there not just
shut down,
shoulder to shoulder with enraged locals?
It should be shut down. It really should. It's unbelievable.
What the Canadian truckers did to Ottawa is what people in that community should be doing at that aquatic center.
But I've heard no repercussions from that community at all. Has there been any feedback from them? I haven't heard it.
This is, I mean, it's. Does anybody think that Western society is going to recover from the body blows that we are taking on multiple fronts right now?
Doesn't seem like it. It really doesn't seem like it.
Sure doesn't.
It's a tough time.
Yep,
right?
and we've got a video that maybe we can play in overtime that just shows you. I mean, this is the stuff that
bad things are happening.
Yes, that we
because of
said.
this.
Hey, this stuff's going to happen, and then what did we hear?
And the left acts like, oh, that's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. It is already happened. It's already happened multiple times. Rapes and sexual abuse and attacks have already occurred. And they don't care. They just don't care because the agenda is more important to them.
It's I don't know what's worse, the grotesque nature of these actions or the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
What is more stunning? Because they say it's in the name of women's rights.
Yeah.
Listen to yourself. Who's suffering? It's women.
All right. We got more coming up on overtime. Then we'll finish off the week tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
It's a man, baby.